Well, here I am in my backyard. Nothing better to do. It's a little smoky out here. I think the world might be ending.
Yeah.
Jason, what are you doing in my bathroom?
Yeah, bathroom.
I've shit out here a couple times.
Yeah, well, you know, the world is my shitter, as they say.
The world is also my ashtray. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what we're smoking right now?
Cigars.
What kind of cigar?
They don't need to know.
Yeah, because we stole it. I'm definitely not about to give free advertising to Cigars and More and Trustful.
I mean, I'm not. Because they sponsors is Rake. Shadow.
Rake as in the legendary, like, mythical creature that, like, eats children?
No, as in the thing that you use your leaves on.
I gotta toast my edges a little better. Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
Well, I'm going to the bathroom. But I figured since we're both here, we can chat for a while.
Like the old fireside chats.
Just call me FDR. Or whoever started that shit.
Okay, I'll call you FDR, fucking doo-doo retard.
Okay. So, I'm going to chill on that for a little bit because I can already feel my hyperactive, impatient ass smoking that way too fast. And I'm actually going to not light up, but check these out. These gold label acids I bought.
So what do you want to talk about?
I don't know, Jason. Why don't you give us the old Jason Bateo autobiography? Start from day one.
I was born.
Some stuff happened and now you're here?
That's about it. I don't know, Clayton. Who are you?
I'm just a guy trying to take a shit in my backyard.
First of all, it's our backyard if Russia has their way.
Aren't these the ones that I smoked a full cigar of in Gatlinburg?
Maybe, I don't know.
Hey, look, it came with its own little Bovita packet.
Yeah, they do. All the Drew Estate little cigarillos do.
And shout out to Drew Estate. Free, hit us up for a sponsorship.
Yeah, on episode 1 of the podcast, they don't even know what... Actually, no, they know what it's called because they clicked the video.
They did. They had to click the video or the audio.
Or the video-audio cable.
Just stay tuned when next time we have Drew himself on.
Where's the lighter? Damn.
I was using it as my cigar stand. Yeah, I think these might be the one. Was it gold label?
I think so.
If it is, I'm glad it is, but I mean, it's an acid, so I'm sure it's going to be at least decent. But if it is the one I smoked in Gatlinburg, I'm excited that I have some cigarillos of these to smoke at, like, D&D and shit, because I haven't had stuff to smoke at D&D in a hot minute.
So what's going on in your life, you know, Clayton, whoever you are, Tony, Stromboni?
Well, I'm at somewhat of a crossroads in my life, and I've got to pick a direction, and I was thinking of podcast.
That's lame as fuck.
Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta live on the edge.
The edge of podcasting.
You've never edged before?
We're not having this talk, especially now.
I mean, if we're gonna have the talk, it should be on episode 1.
Nah.
You know?
I'll wait for us to have special guest Fluffy Guns TTV.
When we inevitably meet him in person. Fluffy, if you want to come down to our neck of the woods and, you know, do some podcasting with us, because I know if there's going to be at least one person who listens to this, it's going to be freaking you.
No, it's not. He's going to watch 2 minutes of it and be like, damn, this shit's gay. And I'm going to be like, yeah, it is gay.
Yeah, that's the point. I'd like to meet Fluffy in person one day.
Nah, I don't.
Take him to KFC.
Only KFC, though?
Yeah.
Nowhere else.
Drive up to Kentucky, take him to KFC, go home. Leave him at the KFC.
That reminds me of as a kid, my dad used to tell me a story. He's like, oh yeah, there was this one time that we lost you into Toys R Us and you were there overnight.
What? Was he kidding?
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like that's something you'd remember, even as if it was you were really young when it happened.
Yeah. That's like some Five Nights at Freddy's shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm locked into Toys R Us.
Do you
fucking
remember
Gary the Giraffe or whatever the fuck his name is.
Wait, no, that wasn't a band trip. That was a church trip. Because I went to church with Chandler Foltz. Shout out to Chandler Foltz if you're listening.
Nah, nobody is.
And one time we were at a mall or something and he got left there. Like, completely left there. And if I seem to remember him freaking out a good bit. And I also remember one time, all right, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. My mom just turned off the freaking lights. Go fucking
fair, she probably didn't know we were out here.
Knowing how forgetful she is, she probably forgot I freaking came home.
Everybody, I'm now alone.
I'm right here.
Now Clayton's like 20 feet away. He's practically dead.
Anywho,
Now that Clayton's not here, we can all talk about our feelings. I feel like Clayton is very insensitive, but that's because of his big head.
No, it makes me more sensitive because I'm more knowledgeable.
Knowledge.
So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So band trip.
Being not church trip, false being left at a fucking mall.
But that reminds me of the band trip, and that was a trip you were on, and you probably remember Gatlinburg. First time. Well, you weren't even in school for the second one, so I don't even have to specify which Gatlinburg.
No, it wasn't Gatlinburg. Unless it was after I would have even graduated, but I went to the first Gatlinburg because that was the one where you were shitting up a storm.
Yes, and that's the trip I'm talking about. That was the one where me, my ex-wife, and Oscar ended up on the other side of the mall, like right at call time to be at the buses. And it was because Oscar kept going the wrong direction, and he was swearing to me that he knew the way back. And he was like, no, we're going the right way, we're going the right way. We get outside the mall, no bus in sight. Our first thought was we got left. So we called one of the parents, and they were like, no, we're over here in this parking lot, just come on. And I was like, oh, God, this is a big mall. This is going to be like a 20-minute walk. And it was like a 20-minute walk. And we get back to the bus, and everyone's like, oh, Clayton, fucking, you dumbass, you got him lost. And I was like, it was Oscar, but whatever.
No, that's my favorite thing when we went on band trips and, like, there's a call time to be back at the buses, and there was kids that would still be, like, an hour late. Because I remember when we went to Six Flags, and, like, it was like, oh, man, people wanted to ride the Goliath, though. And it's like, yeah, but you guys are an hour late.
Yeah, you had all day to ride that bitch. That is a good cigar. I can't think of much bad to say about it, actually.
$16.
Maybe that's my brain playing Stockholm because I spent $16 on it, but
I forgot the name of the brand, but it's the Pledge or whatever.
What line is it? Like who makes that line?
I don't know. All I know is that it's award-winning.
It's award-winning in my book.
Like me, because I won an award once.
Yeah. What award?
When I was a kid, I won a gold medal in sparring from karate.
For real?
Yeah.
Tristan was in karate.
It's, what was it? So, in Birmingham, how they got the BJCC? They have the old one, which was the Batwell Auditorium, like a couple blocks down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they would have it.
Yeah, because I remember going to some of Tristan's.
Yeah. That's where it was, and I forgot what it was. There was, like, some other shit. Then there was, like, sparring and shit. And I won a gold medal in my group or whatever.
You laid the hammer down on them?
Yeah, all I did was beat the shit out of 2 kids at once. But that's because I'm fat as fuck. Lower center of gravity or whatever. I don't fucking know. Because as a kid, there was 2 things I did. I did fucking karate and Boy Scouts. Both of which were terrible.
You're doing Boy Scouts now.
No.
You did Boy Scouts with a state celebrity.
Who?
He's a celebrity for all the wrong reasons.
Oh. I don't know if I'd say celebrity, because there's people probably deep south that don't know who that is.
No need to drop his name.
Yeah, he isn't sponsoring this episode.
No. Hits us up for a sponsor. We may accept it. Probably not, though.
Depends how bad we need money.
Yeah, going to need to see a lot of zeros for us to accept that sponsorship.
At least 4. Because he can't even count past 3.
My line of morality is crossed at about 50K. 50K, I'll pretty much go against everything I believe in.
It depends on, like, what? Like, if it's, like, murder somebody, it's like, okay, who is it first?
Yeah. Are they deserving of it?
Because I'd do it for, like, I don't know, like a fucking roast beef sandwich and, like, a $2 bill, depending on the person.
I wish we could go back to like the old days of very early America, back when like bounty hunting was a fucking actual profession.
I mean, it is now. You just have to be named Dog.
Or Book of Boba. It's like back in the day. It's like there were literal legal bounty hunters, and the state would put out bounties on people, and like these bounty hunters would go get their bounties.
That was before we had a police force that,
That's true.
like we do nowadays.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's still like bounty hunters, kind of, but it's like, I don't know. That was back in the day when everything was the Wild West, even the East.
And the South.
It's sad because parts of America is still wild as fuck.
I just feel like bounty hunting is like this, like back in the day, back in like 1800s. Go get your bounty, like $1,000. Like $1,000 in the 1800s? Shit.
You could buy like 10 revolvers.
Yeah. And still have like a cool, probably 3,000 left over. And that's enough to buy like
I think like
a
the
big
nice
fucking house.
fucking revolvers back then were like $100 or something. I don't remember.
I mean, $1,000, that's a mansion money.
No.
Like, or at least a few thousand.
Depends.
That's at least enough for a down payment.
Definitely a good bit of land.
I don't know how many mortgage companies existed back then, though.
Probably 2.
Yeah.
And they're the same ones that exist today.
You think the Federal Reserve was a good idea?
Well, you said Federal and Reserve, so, those two things don't go together.
That's true.
I don't like federal anything unless it's like federally mandated, I don't know, fucking bazookas.
State-issued bazookas.
I just want to get my limited edition fucking Joe Biden crack pipe or whatever the deal is with that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking,
I want my limited edition Joe Biden bazooka.
I want my, commemorative Ukraine war fucking, javelin launcher or whatever.
Big shout out to every Ukrainian. Like, I don't even bother to look up the politics of that whole situation because I don't really care. What I see is a country fighting to maintain its independence, and
No, not even that.
got a thumbs up from me.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not even looking deep into it, but everything I see is badass. Like the fucking farmer,
Snake Island thing, the farmer still in the tank.
the fucking UN rep just saying the shit he says. Fucking the fact that they're like mayors and governors are just like, nah, fuck it, send us more ammo.
Yep, and they're
shit.
fucking like getting in there and fighting with them. It's like, it's just pretty respectable shit to me.
But they should just give up their land.
Yeah, those fucking nationalists. Those fascist pieces of garbage.
Yeah. That's the shocking thing about all this shit. The fact that like people have such extreme takes.
Yeah. And
It's
it seems like for no reason other than to just be extreme.
Well, no, it's the people that are like, oh man, just take the fucking knee and like give up your shit. Those are the kind of people that like are afraid of confrontation, and they would do that in real life. Of the sense of like, give me your person. Okay, you want my shoes too?
Yeah, I was about to say, what are you gonna give me if I run up on you?
Like, you want my pants too? Like, I'm good. I don't need my pants.
It's like exactly what you're talking about is that one tweet I saw where that girl was like, why don't we just airlift Ukrainians out of Ukraine? There's 40 million people that live in Ukraine. That is years long operation. Let me think in this fantasy land that this person lives in.
Well, not even that.
Years to evacuate 40 million
like
people.
if it was like the evacuation of when we left the Middle East, and we had literally like planes full of people and like shit like that. Like even then, like that is a logistical nightmare.
That is a nightmare, yes. And that
And the
wasn't
thing
even
is,
nearly
that
40
was
million
something
people.
that we were directly like responsible for,
Yes.
though. Like, so that's the thing. We're responsible, so we kind of know a little going into it. This is us being a third party, just walking in and being like, okay, I'm here to organize shit.
Why don't we just take the Ukrainian people?
No, it's
and
like
put them
when you're
somewhere
working
else?
at like you're working at Chuck E. Cheese and your manager's on maternity leave, and you get the new guy. He's like, why is there shit in the kitchen? Where's the Chucky suit? Like, just walking, like, not to like mean it in an offensive way of walking into somebody's mess, but it's like, where would we even begin? Because we can't just show up with planes and be like, hey, hop on.
Hop the fuck on.
Like,
it's only 40 million of you. Got to start somewhere. And then you that person who said that on Twitter was like, got replied to and was like, you see, the issue with this, other than it being a really fucking stupid idea inherently, is that they're Ukrainian and they want to stay in Ukraine because that's their country.
No.
And then she says, oh, so nationalism then.
No.
You fucking stupid
They want to stay in our crane.
Just let Russians have the land. Okay, so next time that some tyrannical country decides to do this, that's now going to be the protocol then, is what you want.
Well, the sad thing is, to a degree, we technically live in one of those tyrannical governments. Because, like, the thing, like, the fucking our politicians, I mean, like, oh, this is bad. It's like, oh yeah, but we didn't occupy the Middle East for 20 years.
20 goddamn years.
Like,
over oil.
It's like, oh, well, that was okay because they probably think that, oh, they were an uncivilized people or some shit. It's like, get the fuck off your high horse.
Yep. It's fucking stupid.
Nah, it's fucking funny as fuck.
It absolutely
fucking
is.
Clown World 2022 or whatever the fuck we're living in.
Fucking dickhead.
Everybody's a fucking bozo nowadays. And all I'm saying is it takes one to know one.
It's just wild to me that people say those things and they're like, they think they're making a good point and they just refuse to see the moron.
It's the bullshit of like, I value my opinion and shit. It's like, oh man, you know, my opinion is so like good. Other people's got to think it's good too.
Yeah, I got to share this with the world. And if anyone challenges me, I'm just going to say it's fascism.
That's why on fucking Twitter, the only shit I say is dumb shit like, oh man, isn't it great when you drink a little and you're eating a beef and shitter on the cheddar?
Or when you say, I think the dog farted, and then 2 minutes later you tweet, goddamn fucking it, she did. From now on, I almost dropped your Twitter handle because I was going to come up with a fun game for the listeners. Each week, we put out a new episode. Between episodes, you got to go and vote on your favorite Lucky Prophet tweet.
They're all terrible.
And we'll make it whatever was voted the best tweet, the header for that week.
I don't know, my thing is I don't even give a shit if people fucking follow my Twitter. Like,
I don't even remember what your handle exactly is.
Some shit like, I don't know, like, fucking Burger King Baconator.
So you're the one who said women belong in the kitchen.
Well, yeah, because they make good things.
I'm actually going to mess with my settings a bit here and make my screen stay on for at least an hour for now. Sleep after 30 minutes of inactivity. Okay. We're back.
Yeah. We had to take a piss break on opposite sides of the backyard.
To be fair, if you ever want to take a break, pause button right there.
We do this shit live. Next time I'm taking the phone with me to piss. It's gonna be fucking piss Mike.
I'm not gonna lie. So cola with a cigar, right? It's supposed to be like a palate cleanser, but it also is supposed to keep you from kind of getting nauseous in case you're smoking too fast.
Yeah.
Every time I've done it, I never got nauseous, so I believe it.
Yeah.
But the only times I've ever gotten nauseous smoking a cigar is if I was smoking like a medium or full-bodied one and just smoked it way too quick.
The only time I ever got nauseous was like the fucking first night I ever smoked one at fucking Colts.
Yeah. Mine was like 2 weeks after that when we were doing like a little potluck thing at his house.
My thing is, I wasn't even sure if I was fucking doing it right then, that night because my fucking throat was goddamn dead. I was like, God damn it, did I get cancer?
Were you inhaling?
May have been. I don't know.
May have been it. Because that gets the nicotine in way faster. Damn, are we having a who can hold... Oh, wait. I'm already winning.
Yeah, because I knocked mine off just then.
Yeah, I'm about to... I was about to knock it off, but then I was like, oh, I want to have a contest?
Yeah, the contest is who's going to burn their pants first.
It's That's why you gotta knock it off occasionally, because I've been the idiot to fucking spill it on myself many times.
Fucking, what was it, like last summer when I burnt the shit out of my fucking hand?
Oh, yeah, I remember you showing me that. What was the cigar you were smoking that one time you said you got through smoking it and then you farted and it smelled like the cigar?
I don't fucking remember. I forgot what it was. I know that I went outside to my fucking garage, opened up the door, and I was just smoking there. Then I came back in, I was like on Discord or some shit, and I farted, and I was like, what the fuck? It's like some people, they'll say, like, if they eat a hamburger later, they'll get the burger sweats or some shit. I'm like, that's fucking gross.
What the fuck? I'm a fat dude, and I've never experienced that in my life.
I don't know, it's like a natural cologne, you know? I smell like Burger King.
I rub grease in my underarms.
It's the brand new scent from Burger King. All a fat ass.
It's the brand new scent for Burger King called Women Belong in the Kitchen.
I can't believe that shit.
That is the wildest. Love it. I love it. Because it's like, they want to try and act like that they were... It's such an odd situation, because we know, everyone knows what they were trying to do. And it's like...
Well, that's the thing. They had what they thought was a good idea. They said it and were like, hey, this sounds fucking bad.
Mm-hmm. Except, you know, it was to get clicks. Women belong in the kitchen. Oh, shit.
You know, I agree with them. They belong anywhere they want to be, as long as they want to be there.
And that's, you know, they were saying that, like, women in the cooking industry are so underrepresented. And it's like, that's
God damn it, someone had a heart attack.
Oh, man. Well, fire truck's pulling up, boys. We got to go ahead and cut it off.
Oh, shit, somebody's having a heart attack in your living room again.
Must have been Landon.
Thank God your dad was able to call 911.
Well, now's about the time. Like, we're about 20 minutes in here. We're wanting to go for at least an hour. It's time for our first ad. Jason?
Now back to our regular scheduled podcast.
All right, and now that we're done with our ad, we have a special announcement to make. If the Boys Room YouTube channel gets 10 subscribers before our next episode, we will be bringing on our first guest, which will be my father, Mike Walker. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
And if we get 1 million by our next episode, we'll bring my dad on.
Fuck you. God, it came out of my fucking nose. Damn it. Oh, God. Oh. Man, I wish we had... I actually don't. Because if we were... I almost said I wish we were doing this on video, but we've got too many brands on the table right now. We need to get sponsorships. So we don't hand out free advertisement around here.
Then we'd have terrible lighting.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was rough.
It was funny as fuck, though.
Yeah. I guess it was worth the pain.
It's definitely on par with the time that we were doing tomfoolery with Justin. I'm not, admitting to anything that we did, but it was after Whataburger, and he said, "Are you a fan of Mr. Meaner or Fell of Knee?"
Fail the knee or Mr. Meaner.
And me and you were in the front of the Nitro, and you just start fucking laughing.
I was choking on my milkshake.
It's not even that fucking funny. And then you started laughing more. And then you started coughing like you were about to fucking throw up.
I rolled down my window because I thought I was.
The thing is, at first you look at your window, it's shut. So then you look at me. I'm like, I swear to God, Clayton, you fucking throw up on me. I am punching you in your goddamn face. Which could have only made the accident worse because I might have knocked you the fuck out.
Which would have just...
Because the thing is...
Might just go off the road.
My thing is, it would have been just fucking that Bronx blood of fucking boiling because I would have just fucking decked you in the fucking face. Like... And I would feel a little bad about it because it's just like, I'm sorry, it was instincts. It's fight or flight.
I remember that the only time I've ever seen you punch somebody was, it was a time when we were playing D&D, and Chase was there, and he was doing something that was pissing you off. He said, Chase, you do it again, I'm going to punch you. And he did it again, and you punched him like 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking like childlike nature when you like tell your kid, you're like, hey, don't do that shit, and they're like, I'm gonna do it. Fucking what was it, it was like in middle school, and how we would have bands the period we would have lunch. I'm not gonna say their name because I don't like them.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point I probably don't care about them, but they fucking threw a cheese stick across, like, over one of my friends and hit me. Gave it back to them, and I was like, hey, do it again, see what happens. They fuck around. They found out. They found out 6 seats over from where they started. One fucking girl screaming later in a fucking bruise the size of, I don't know, a Nathan's fucking all beef Frank on their arm.
There was a girl screaming?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That makes the story like at
I
least
forgot her
twice as
name,
funny.
but she played like flute or some shit. She fucking shouted because I was literally fucking... Okay, I was about... Fucking, I'm going to say it anyway. I was picking him up and just banging him against the table.
Did anything come of it, or was that the end of it?
That was the end of it.
Oh, wow.
Nothing. I didn't get in trouble. Nothing.
Probably because you knew better.
I got in trouble for, like, I guess what were like actual fights, where that was just a straight up beat down, pretty much. Fucking.
Have you gotten in trouble for actual fights at school?
Yeah, they were only in middle school. There was one time where there was actually the only other 2 fights were at PE in middle school. One time was
Don't think I've ever heard these.
some dumb kid. It wasn't like a real big fight, but it was a little bit of fight. Punched each other and shit. Went to the office, nothing really happened of it. Then the other one, it was this small kid. It was literally end of like 8th grade year. He was in the grade with me too. He was just fucking genetically short. He was like physically hurting this girl. So I came up there and I had a frisbee, so I just popped him in the fucking lip with the frisbee. And then he like started trying to swing, and I locked him in a fucking full Nelson. And he was like trying to still fucking get out of it and do shit. And I was like pinning him against the wall in a full Nelson, fucking face against the wall. That's when they broke it up. And then when we're sitting in fucking the principal's office, he's like, you know, I could have broke out of it. I was like, why didn't you?
Why didn't you?
Why didn't you? And I forgot what it was. For one of those fights, they made me write an apology letter. It's like, they started it, so literally all I did was, it's like, oh, I wrote a 2-page apology letter, and I did, I'm really, really, get this, really, and that was literally the whole fucking paper. It was literally 3 different words. And they were like, yeah, this is good. And I'm like, hey, fuck it.
Well, this one time in middle school after you left and I was in the 8th grade, probably heard this story. I pushed this girl in a band locker. It was my band locker. And I'll tell you where I fucked up the first time, and wasn't that bad, but then where I fucked up and it was bad and I deserved detention. Okay, so the first thing, she's in the locker. I didn't push her in there, actually. Let me retract that. She's in the locker fucking around. So I grab a lock that I assumed was my lock and put that bitch on. Well, go to put him, I leave her in there for about 15 seconds. I was like, ha, monkey in the cage, shit, fucking around. And then I was like, all right, I'll let you out. It's about time to go to the bus. And then I'm, put in my code, doesn't open. Put in my code, doesn't open. And I was like, uh-oh. And then the bell rings. And instead of going to tell the janitor, or maybe telling Mr. Wilson, the band director, I just fucking went to the bus line. Just left her there.
Fucking, what was it? My 8th grade year, it was like towards the end of the year where people would just fuck around and not do anything. It was middle school, 5th grade, end of the year. Our yarmulke wearing friend.
Yes.
He decided he wanted to take a nap in one of the baritone lockers because they were long. And he did that, and he was, chilling there. Someone put a lock on the locker backwards.
And they. Oh,
And it was end of the day.
Was this high school? Like.
No, it was middle school.
Oh shit.
Because it was one of the lockers over like.
The back towards the back door.
Yeah.
Because that's where my locker was.
Yeah, it was back door. God, I remember so many fucking good band stories. I remember fucking, it was the year Nicole joined, and she accidentally punched out the fucking auxiliary room window.
Oh, yeah. How did she manage to do that? I've heard that story, but
I don't know. I don't goddamn know. I just know she did it.
Was she hurt?
No.
She had to be. She punched through glass.
I don't think she was.
Holy shit.
Fucking... For
That's
context,
wild.
the original high school we went to, portions of it were like 100 years old.
Yes, it was. Some of the original parts of it were like in the upper 90s.
That's the crazy thing about it. There's like the old school, the old school, and then like the new shit.
Yeah.
Like,
because like the further out you went in either direction. Well, no, that's not true, because like the left part of the school was pretty much all old shit. The right side where like the science was, and the opening part where you like turn left or turn right to go to the gym.
There was the new gym, the new, I guess, foyer or whatever, fucking where the secretary or whatever was, and then like the whole science and history hallway pretty much.
New.
Then I think the original school, like original shit, was like Miss Taylor's, like over there.
Yeah, that over there, and then that hallway that like kind of went out into the band practice field, and like that's where the gym was, the old gym, and that's where the home ec room was that used to be the cafeteria, and it's where the office was. I actually liked the old school more than the new school. Now, don't get me wrong, it was time for an upgrade.
No, see, there was nice, charming features about it, like when the fucking football field would flood with sewage, and when we would turn on the heaters in the winter, and it would smell like burning hair. You know, it's charming.
Yeah. It was time for a new school, but I really liked the old school.
I remember one of the thing some kids would do was the AC duct would go through the old band room and go down into the boys' locker room.
Yeah, because the band room used to be a freaking locker room.
Yeah, the band room was upstairs or whatever, and they would just drop pencils through the duct into the fucking locker room.
I have to wonder, the band was it a newer thing at Mortimer Jordan, having a band?
No,
because what was the old band room then? Because that
my
band
mom
room
went
used to be
at Jordan.
Oh, she did?
And she played clarinet.
Where did they practice?
She also did color guard, because in the new school where I guess it's Miss or what was Miss Nelson's desk or whatever, the one like in the hall, like in the wall pretty much. Right above that, there is one of the fucking mural things, or one of the like photos. My mom is in that.
Oh.
Now don't go and be like, oh man, Jason's mom was hot or anything.
I wasn't going to. But I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, where was the old band room then?
No. Sure, wasn't there like?
Haven't been to the old high school in so long, so.
I'm surprised that they decided to repurpose it and not tear it down.
Yeah. I honestly thought they would end up turning it into some kind of like recreational center.
Why would we do a damn thing like that?
It would have been cool. Could have put like an indoor pool in the old gym. You know? Already had a big workout room and shit. Man. High school was a wild ride.
I remember the old school. That's where I got forklift certified.
Really?
No.
You're gonna make me choke again.
Well, why the fuck would you even be like, oh yeah, well, wait, what? You that?
I was like, I know you took like shop classes and stuff, so I was like,
yeah, a town over.
I got forklift certified like back in 2015, but I haven't renewed my shit since like 2017. So I'm no longer. Well, no, that's not true. I got forklift certified last year.
Okay, but why?
Because I worked at the place, the bread factory.
The bread factory.
We're not handing out free advertisement here, except for
unless we get free bread, either it being bread or money.
bread or bread.
Maybe some King's Hawaiian rolls. Like some sourdough. It's a nice night out tonight.
It's not too fucking cold.
I mean, it is cold. It's probably like 40 degrees or something.
Yeah, probably. But it's been colder recently.
Yeah, the last couple days it's been warmer.
Yeah, because it's about to be springtime. Oh, fucking boy.
Yeah. Can't wait for that when your allergies are even worse.
Somehow.
Ooh. So what else can we talk about?
Well, talk about how we met.
School. Okay, next topic.
I don't even remember, like, the first time we ever talked. Or anything like that.
Probably middle school.
I just remember just one day us being friends, and it just kind of happened like that.
Well, it's mainly because it was like I was friends with Ash and Chandler, and you know he's cousins with Josh, and you're friends with Josh, and me being friends with Ash and Chandler makes me friends with his cousins, and
Yep.
shit.
And you were in band. I remember, like, in high school, you had, like, some kind of system where you were like, oh, if you do this, each time you do this, I get a free punch on you. And then I did whatever that thing was a whole bunch of times. And you were like, all right, I got a whole bunch of punches I'm going to use one day when you're least expecting it. You still keeping track of them?
Yep. Just one day we're going to be in the middle of a podcast and I'm just going to start wailing on you. Cops are going to be calling you. We're like, no. I earned this. Like, wait, you earned this? Like, this is some sort of prestige?
In the worst way possible. Oh, man.
But yeah, I remember a lot of high school. I remember, I think it was my freshman year. The two shorter trumpet players. Someone threw one of their flip-flops on top of the school during band camp.
On top of the school, and they were wearing flip-flops at band camp.
Yeah, so you know where the practice field was?
Yeah.
They threw it
This
on
old
top
school?
of that. Yeah.
But I'd say if this is new school, then they really pulled that off, because that building is tall.
They fucking,
Is it still there to this day?
No. I think their dad or someone they knew was a fucking custodian, and they got a ladder out to go up there and get it.
Oh, if their dad was a custodian, I think I know who it was then.
I think it was them that got it thrown up there. And then the other short one, he was the one that had that orange, I think it was a 4-door, maybe 2-door car, and he was just driving out in the new school parking lot, and one of his hubcaps went flying off, and then like a week later during band practice, he went to go get it.
It stayed there?
He just left it there.
I remember the guy in question that got his flip-flop thrown on top of the school, if it is who I think it was.
Yeah.
He once accused me of, like, stalking this girl. And it was, like, a girl he really liked, so he, like, took it personally that I was stalking her, even though I fucking wasn't and had nothing to do with this girl.
That one time that Josh was apparently making moves on some guy's lady, and he threatened to, like, stab him or some shit. It was just like, oh, that's how we handle things?
Didn't this guy, like, write, like, White Knight fucking poems about her?
Like fan fiction where he is the White Knight saving her or some shit.
Good God.
And it's just like, even if you're into fucking like role play shit like that, fucking like,
I did that type
I would
of
never
shit.
fucking describe myself as a White Knight in this situation. I would be a fucking savage barbarian breaking into her castle, fucking chopping heads, just to, break into her room, see her on her bed, and just be like, me, you fuck. Like.
I used to think shit like that when I was, like, saving my crush in a fantasy setting when I was, like, 8, 9.
That's the thing, it's like.
And I would keep it to my fucking self. I wouldn't fucking write about it, and...
That's because you played Mario, and you're like, I gotta save the princess.
Yeah.
Gotta save her. Bowser might diddle her.
No, it's too late. He already has.
Nah, I'm pretty sure she diddled Bowser.
Yeah.
Because what is it in that one game? The fucking Vibe Scepter or whatever?
Yes. That turns him into Bowsette. No, wait. That's the there was a Princess Peach game on the... Like, it was a game where you played as Peach.
It was on the DS, right?
I think it was called Super Princess Peach. Like, I think that's all it was called. It was on the DS, yeah. You had to save Mario and Toad.
Toad doesn't need saving.
And yeah, you got the Vibe Scepter, and it was like apparently heavily implied that Peach was gonna fucking blow up her bean with it.
No, it was fucking Hitachi magic wand.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. Host magic, all right.
Oh yeah, I wanted that game when I was a kid just because I was like, oh, that sounds like a cool idea.
And then there's also the fucking Tingle RPGs or whatever. They're like Japan
I think
games.
they only came out in like Europe and Japan. Yeah, the Tingle's Freshly Picked Rosy Rupee Land, I think is what it was called.
I don't like the name of that. I don't want that anymore.
And I don't even remember the whole plot of it. Like you had to collect as many rupees as possible.
So
And
it's
take
a
them.
capitalism game, and
Yeah.
we didn't get it. Fuck.
And the joke was the dude that you were taking the rupees to, because he was like, oh, you need to give me rupees so that we can save the world or some shit like that. And each time you took more rupees to him, he was like a little less raggedy looking before, until he just ended up like on a throne surrounded by a pile of gold with women on his lap and shit.
I never think about how weird the story for games are, especially Japanese games, because like as a kid playing fucking Katamari Damacy, and it's like, oh, you're the fucking child of the Earth's son or some shit, and you gotta roll things into a ball to appease your father.
What's that, Katamari Damacy?
Yeah. Like,
I never played that, but I can understand the dopamine hit one could get from playing it, because don't you start like literally at the molecular level and then you end up like rolling up planets and shit?
I don't think it's molecular, but you pretty much, like, every level you just keep rolling and shit.
Like in The Undertale.
And it's the fucking same sort of like dopamine as like Cookie Clicker or some shit. That fucking accelerator break, because it's literally like, oh, I start small ball, get big ball. You know, fucking.
Never played it. Not once.
It's okay. Definitely not one of my iconic childhood games.
Like Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah. My story about Donkey Kong Country being one of my favorite games is I got the Game Boy Advance remake or whatever, and I got it for my birthday or whatever. I just played it the whole time. I remember as a kid though,
Donkey Kong Country is a great game.
Like one of the first couple Game Boy games I got when I got my Game Boy Advance for Christmas, I got a Power Rangers game and a fucking Donald Duck game. And I remember as a child, like, having a hard time getting to the first boss of that game, and then not being able to beat it, and I'll just be like, hey, Dad, can you beat this for me? He's like, yeah, fuck it.
And did he do it?
Yeah. And then when I was finally able to beat it on my own, I'm like, God damn it, I'm so fucking good. I'm the fucking best. It shows you, Dad.
Kind of like in Bloodborne, whenever I finally advance.
Yeah,
Is it raining? No way it's raining. There's no clouds. Thought I felt a drop of water hit me.
You're probably just sweating.
Yeah, maybe. This podcast is putting a lot of pressure on me.
I just can't get over it. I don't know, when you're like, oh yeah, it's like Bloodborne. It's like, what, your fucking dad comes in and fucking starts playing Bloodborne for you? Like,
I have a friend on my Clone Hero Twitter who has a live thread that he has where he's like, my dad is playing Bloodborne and I'm going to update as funny shit happens. I don't even remember any of the tweets. I just thought that was a funny idea.
I saw a tweet that was like, hey, you guys should get Elden Ring because my boyfriend's been playing it for 3 days straight and hasn't left his computer once. Like, is that a good advertisement for it, or like saying that your boyfriend has an addiction problem?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the fact that everybody's been talking about Elden Ring and shit is like, it's made me want to try Souls games.
I don't know, it's crazy because like,
free advertisement.
No, my thing is like, there's the people that really like the Souls games, and I like them, but I like them because it's the closest thing to a good Berserk video game we're gonna get. Besides that one Berserk video game that I think is just a fucking what is it? Fucking warrior style game, I think.
Oh man, I do not like warrior games.
Chase fucking loves them.
I mean, I definitely understand the appeal because it's
I get it. It's fucking dopamine.
Yeah,
you're just there whacking dudes left and right.
It's almost impossible to lose. You just whack motherfuckers.
No, it is possible to lose. You don't fucking pursue Lu Bu or whatever the fuck.
You just fucking just run around and whack people. That's all it is. And I personally don't find much fun in it, but I understand how some would.
I don't know. What's a good video game that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to?
Yeah.
I guess you could say right now the video game I'm looking forward to, quote unquote, the most is like when we finally hear some new shit about Breath of the Wild sequel.
Oh, you don't want a new Pokemon? Fucking, you got Chili Pepper Dinosaur, fucking Green Cat that people are already making fucking hentai of.
Well, I mean, that takes no
the Twitter
time at all.
bird.
I mean, I like the duck with the wig. I think that's a funny Pokemon. But, I don't know. Just the fact that I couldn't really get into Sword and Shield has, made me less excited about new Pokemon these days.
You want to know what would be a crazy thing? If there was an option when you start the new Pokemon games to either play it in 2D, like original Pokemon style.
That would be dope. Actually dope. It's like, yeah, like we were talking about in the car earlier, and I actually cut it short so we could talk about it more here. It's like, I feel like you're absolutely right with the whole, like, Pokemon transition to 3D has felt very underwhelming, and it probably would have been better if it just stayed top down.
My thing is that they transitioned to make Pokemon better when their hardware cannot support
Yeah, super
it
graphical
being
games.
better. Well, not even like graphical, because there's still the whole art direction over graphical fidelity. But it's like, I mean, I guess like it's kind of similar to original Pokemon in the sense of like, oh man, there's only a couple patches of grass and shit. But it's just like the world looks so barren.
That's why I personally, as far as like Pokemon being a new thing, I think the one that's done it best so far was absolutely X and Y. X and Y felt enough like an old Pokemon game while also embracing a new 3D environment. And I really enjoyed it.
XY, Sun, Moon, like pretty much the era of the 3D-ish 3DS ones, they did better. And
I like Sun and Moon. I don't remember much about it, but I remember liking it.
They're not straight up like fucking top down like the old Pokemon, but they're like isometric kind of. And the thing is that with the newer ones, I get what people say when they look like PlayStation 2 games, but at the same time, there's PlayStation 2 games that looked fucking good, like Shadow of the Colossus and shit.
That's another game series I've always been intrigued by but never tried. Because wasn't the idea behind Shadows of the Colossus was that, like, we want to put extremely large bosses in the game without pushing the hardware. So it's like you never see the whole boss, like, at once. Or at least not while you're fighting.
I just know that it was like, there wasn't much outside of, like, the boss fights, kind of, or whatever. It's a neat game, but it's definitely, like, I feel like that is also a potential, like, inspiration for maybe the Soul series and stuff.
You know the final boss, the final battle in Ocarina of Time?
Yeah.
That game, that was originally meant to be like a Shadows of the Colossus style fight. Like, Aonuma and Miyamoto have both said, if I'm not mistaken, that we wanted to, like, make him a towering beast that was stories tall, and you would have to climb on him and shit to fight him, but the graphical limitations at the time, and we just couldn't do it.
See, that's my idea for a D&D boss. It's just a pyramid.
Yeah.
And you have to try to climb up it. If you climb up to the top, you win the game. That's it.
Without spoiling much, I had a kind of idea for that for when Gates 2, the campaign I'm about to run, but you will see when it happens. If it happens.
Fucking, what was it? Last night I ended up watching a show I haven't watched in a long time. What was it? It was like MXC. I don't know if you know of it.
Doesn't sound familiar.
So you know the Japanese show Takeshi's Castle or whatever?
Yeah.
Game show?
Mm-hmm.
So in America, they dubbed over it and called it MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. So it's American dubbing.
So it's
of a
the same
Japanese
show,
game
it's
show.
just dubbed. Or
Dubbed in a ridiculous manner. So you know, like Ghost Stories, how it's like fucking a anime, but it's dubbed and it's like George Bush fucking jokes and shit like that. Imagine it's like that, kind of.
I see.
So like one of the guys, or I guess fucking showrunners, is named Guy LaDouche, and shit like that.
You always win my heart with a fucking funny name like that. So it was supposed to be like even in Japan, like a funny, wacky show.
So in Japan, they didn't get the MXC. They got fucking
Takeshi's Challenge
or whatever.
Takeshi's Challenge is the game.
Yeah. So they had that, which pretty much is like Ninja Warrior-esque.
I see.
So they had the just straight up game show. We had a dubbed over version of that, so it was still the Japanese episodes or whatever,
but with it's American dub.
Yeah, it's dubbed by American people and making like jokes and shit. And like I just thought about that and I was like, man, it's funny the amount of times that fucking people have like, oh man, we're just gonna take this Japanese thing, dub over it, easy profit.
Yeah.
Because fucking Cartoon Network did that with
freaking.
It was so in I think it was like Taiwan or China, there was this like puppet show. I forgot what it was called there, but I remember watching a show, a video on it, and they were like talking to like people that worked at Cartoon Network at the time, and they were like pitching it to them for Toonami, and it's like, yeah, we got the rights to this like Taiwanese show. It's puppets and shit. It's been going on for a long time. There's a shit ton of episodes. We're just gonna redub over that, air it. It's gonna, easy profit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they called it Wulin Warriors, and I don't know if it was the Goku voice actor or something, but there was a character that sounded like Goku. That talked about eating food and shit. And the fucking opening was like, Wulin Warriors.
So I had two friends in the Navy. Ironically enough, one was named Huang, and his last name was spelled Hwang. Shout out if you're listening, because he very well could be. I still talk to that guy from time to time. And another guy who was also named Huang, Hwang. Huang, the first one, he was senior. He was like, he'd been in the Navy a little longer. His family was from Taiwan, and they spoke Taiwanese, which is pretty much a dead language now. Mm-hmm. Like, not a lot of people speak it anymore. If anyone speaks it, it's usually older Taiwanese people. Like, people who are from Taiwan.
They now speak New Chinese.
Yes. And then, the other Huang's family was also from Taiwan, and he knew Taiwanese. So, I don't know. There was something really cool, because when they met each other, they learned that they both spoke Taiwanese. They spoke perfect English. They'd been in America their whole life. They had no accent or anything. But it was cool to watch them speak to each other in Taiwanese, because it was like, I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but they're both speaking what is considered a pretty dead language, and I think that's kind of neat.
So that kind of reminds me of something stupid. So you remember how like we would have like foreign exchange students to our school of all places?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember a few of the students.
There was one time, it was old school, we had this Korean kid come, and he had English with me, and he sat in front of me, and just one day he asked me to rub his back.
What the fuck?
And I'm just,
how did you respond to that?
I didn't. Well, you fucking want me, like, at the time, I was just like, what, you want me to fucking like rub this fucking Korean twink's back in the middle of English class? Like, what? Like, is he gonna fucking send Kim Jong-un to fucking kill my family or some shit? Like,
was he from, which Korea was he from?
I would imagine South, but I didn't know fucking better.
Oh God.
But there was that, and then there was another one where we had an exchange student from one of these Spanish-speaking countries, and this is when we learned, or at least I learned, that there's different dialects between the Spanish-speaking countries. Because
almost every one of them.
He took the Spanish class.
Mm-hmm.
Easy pass for him.
Yeah.
And I forgot her name, but the teacher, she would say a phrase that was like rough translation, something along the lines of like "sit down, dirt," or something like that. Like
insulting, like,
yeah, pretty much telling everybody to fucking calm down.
Yeah.
She said that, and he literally fell to the floor laughing.
Where was he from?
I don't remember where, but at the end of the class, she had to ask him what was funny about that, and he's like, I don't think I'm allowed to say it. And apparently it translated to something kind of fucked up. And then she was like super embarrassed, and she was like, "Wait."
So, like in his dialect, it was something fucked up.
Yeah.
But to her, it was just kind of.
Yeah, in the dialect that she knew, or the version of Spanish, fucking update 1.0 or whatever. It was some normal like fucking like saying.
Yeah.
But in the one that he knew, it was just something fucked up and caused him to literally fall to the ground out of his desk in laughter.
Yeah, I had a friend in the Navy who was Puerto Rican. Shout out to Jabnell if maybe you're listening. I doubt it. But he spoke perfect Spanish. He was from Puerto Rico, and we went to Spain at one point, and he was like, "Yeah, this dialect is completely different than what I know. Like, I almost kind of have to listen really hard to what they're saying." And he would get all pissed off because he was really short, and he'd be like, "I'm sick and tired of having to translate for you guys." And it's like, "All right, motherfucker, don't fucking ask me to reach and grab a binder for you on the top shelf next time we're working." If you're gonna be like that. And it would shut him up.
That's fucked up.
You could fucking translate a few sentences for us, you lazy bastard.
That's fucked up. Not the fact that he did you dirty like that, like the fact that he was short.
Yeah, and this dude was like 4'11". I may even be overshooting. He maybe have been like 4'10". He was short as fuck. One of my best friends in the Navy.
Fun size, if you will.
I guess so.
You just fit him in your pocket.
One time, me and him were in Estonia, and we were at a place of business. Can't remember exactly where because I was a little drunk. And we were in Estonia, but the people who ran this business were, I believe, Filipino. And we walked in, me and him at the same time, and the lady at the desk said, looked at him and then back to me and said, "Is he your son?" And I just looked at him like, "Well, you want to answer that one, or do you want me to answer it? Because I promise you I will make an elaborate joke if you have me answer it." He's like, "No, he is not my dad."
And then you did in your best gay voice, "I am his poppy, though."
Oh, man. I do miss that motherfucker. Hope he's doing well.
I miss that one motherfucker.
Josh?
No.
Fluffy?
No.
Tristan?
No.
Colt?
No.
Sam?
No.
Who?
No.
Well, man. So, wrapping up here. I mean, we're not going to cut it off here soon, but we are at about an hour, which is what I'm thinking a good time for first episode will be. And it's cold out here.
To be fair, I thought we should have just ended when you almost fucking died 30 minutes in or whatever.
Yeah, that would have been probably a good place to end it. And to be fair, I probably can just... I don't know. It'd be weird if we split this into 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It may be better for listening. Like if we split them into 2 videos, called it part 1, part 2. So that way, people may be less inclined to listen to a 58-minute video than a 26-minute one.
That's something to decide later.
Because right now, I kind of just want to finish this cigar and go inside, because it's cold.
I just want to go home and do home things.
Well, I'll take you home when I'm done with this cigar. And I'm going to come home. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. Since you and Josh are going to be playing Guild Wars, I'll probably either play Bloodborne or rearrange my room.
Nah, Josh will probably be like, "I don't want to play anymore. I play all day." And it's like, I told you I was going to be busy all day.
Yeah. So then again, rearranging my room, that's going to be fuck. That is going to be a lot of work the way I want to get it, because I'm basically going to be flipping the bitch around. And I may need to wait until someone can help me.
Plus, you don't want to be exhausted for department stores and dinosaurs tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, then again, that was an idea I had was, I could do that while I drink some beers or something. And then by the time I'm done, I'll probably be pretty exhausted and have some alcohol in me, because I kind of want to wake up early tomorrow and go run some errands before I do anything.
What you could do is you could just join like fucking Discord and talk to people while you fucking move part of the shit.
Yeah, probably. The only thing is, moving part of it is... That's... What I'm probably going to do... I'll probably do this first, just to see if it's enough. You know where my desk is? I'm thinking of just turning it 90 degrees against the wall, pushing it towards my bed.
See, I thought that maybe you would just, like, hear me out, put everything in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So that way we could just record in the bathroom.
Next time we can record in the bathroom, yeah.
But now we're just recording in the world's bathroom.
I'll shit right here, right now.